Here is my recap on Dexter Season 6, Episode 9, which is entitled Get Gellar. And this was a very interesting episode. It has probably the biggest twist that we have ever seen in any episode of Dexter. This was on the level of where you might even believe that M. Night Shyamalan might have been the writer of this episode. It starts out with Dexter and Travis trying to capture Gellar. The police are hot on the trails of Gellar, and Dexter wants to get to him before anybody else can. And so he teams up with Travis, and they are able to figure out who the possible next victim might be, which is this atheist who teaches, goes around different campuses. Kind of an older gentleman who definitely talks about being an atheist and trying to prove how God doesn't exist. And so Dexter goes to warn him, and the guy doesn't believe Dexter. So the guy kind of goes back to his office, and him and Travis try to canvass the building to stop Gellar. But Dexter ends up getting trapped on an elevator, and Travis has to let him out. In the meantime, you find out that this guy was captured by Gellar. So later on, the police department does find the body of this atheist, and he has cuts and stuff on him, but there's no blood or no organs inside the body. And that's when the ceiling falls down and all this blood drops on everybody. Dexter, Deborah, everybody who's there. Really disgusting. And Deborah is, still seeing a shrink, and she goes to talk about this issue. And while she's there at the shrink, she also talks about Dexter and his brother being the ice truck killer and how they're not related. He was adopted, to get some stuff off her chest. So we're going to see where that leads in future episodes. We also had this side story here with Batista's sister. Batista's sister is dating Masuka's right-hand person there at the office, who's helped Masuka in the office do a lot of technical stuff. He's like a genius. He creates video games. He's good with technology. He's helped the police department out. He also saved Masuka's job, because when the ice truck killers, the hand that was in evidence, got bought on eBay, he was able to hide all of that. Well, that all culminates in this episode where Batista does not want his sister dating this guy. He's overprotective. Well, Masuka has a conversation with his aide and says, look, if you can get her alone, you could talk to her, you can get her to do the work for you, to get Batista to accept you. Just let her know how you care. So he gets her to his apartment, and he collects all kinds of toys, comic books, all kinds of stuff. And he says, yeah, I'm definitely compensating for something. I'm kind of a nerd. She goes, no, I can understand where you're coming from. And they end up actually having sex there in his apartment. Well, the camera then pans around, and you find out that the ice truck killer arm that was taken and sold on eBay, he's actually the one who has it in his possession. So it's on display in his living room area. So we're going to see where that leads here coming up. So that leads us to the last part of this, which is Travis and Dexter finally getting to Gellar at the end of the episode. They go to this old church building that they've been holed up at. And Dexter, well, what ends up happening is when that body has all the blood drop on it, it goes over to where Dexter has been keeping Travis safe. And there's blood on the wall. And Gellar actually calls Travis and says, I want you to bring Dexter to our building tonight so I could take care of him. Just don't tell him. And so Travis does mislead Dexter to go there. They do go there, and Travis and Gellar end up confronting each other. And in the meantime, Dexter is in the back of the building getting ready to go kill Gellar. And that's when he has a conversation with his dad. Well, in the meantime, after that conversation is done with his dad, he ends up going out there to kill Gellar, and he sees Travis on the floor, passed out, like there had been a scuffle with Gellar. Dexter hears some noise underneath the floor, pushes a table out of the way, and finds a trap door, and he goes down there, and he finds the body of Gellar in a freezer, and he has been there for a very long time. He's all frozen over. That leads us to the next shot, where Travis is getting up with his evil look in his eye, and he picks up a sword and he starts to walk over towards where Dexter is. So Gellar has not been killing all these people. It has been Travis the whole time. Travis is having some kind of psychosis going on, and he is envisioning stuff that is not actually happening. And so he's been the killer of everybody. So Dexter now knows that there's something sinister going on, and he is going to have to go after Travis. So that's going to lead us to the last 3 episodes of this season. Look for my next episode review coming up. I do appreciate it. We'll see you guys on the next recap.